The only thing that actually reverses the aging process for a short time is intense physical fitness, both physical and mental. And that is intense periods of focus and exertion, but also intense periods of rest. And unfortunately, we're in a society that's linear and that values sort of working all the time.
You need to remember that we're human beings, and human beings are fickle creatures. And if something titillates or tickles them at one point, that doesn't necessarily translate into lasting value.
So when it comes to anything you call risk, decision makers are too afraid.
Fear is the innovation inhibitor. It keeps us from doing stuff. It's fear of not doing what I'm supposed to do, fear of kind of getting fired, all these fears we have, fear of failure. All of this is running through me. And if you look at the science of fear, fear causes us to make crazy decisions.
So these ideas that money and happiness don't correlate is untrue when you are 23 in general. At that stage, money and happiness absolutely does correlate.
We can't take your crappy product and make it work, but we can take the burning embers of passion between you and your customers and throw gasoline on it.
For the 2008 presidential election, we presented an interactive map of the results. You can zoom in on a state and look at individual counties, and you can use the slider at the left to compare this election to past elections. And while we've added a bit more detail since the McKinley election in 1896, clearly the imperative remains the same, design in the service of storytelling.
The cities we build in this century will determine the system of cities that humans will live with forever. We have the chance to make our existing cities denser, to accommodate all the people who want to move to cities, or to build new cities. But whatever we decide in this century will establish the pattern of urbanization that will last forever.
It's easy, I think, for many of us to basically sort of retreat into our sort of default mindset that, once again, China, excellent at manufacturing, excellent at efficiency, it can't build a brand. And I think we're looking in the wrong place.
We are losing our listening. Listening is something we spend up to 60% of our communication time doing, but we're not great at it. We recall just around 25% of what we hear. Now, not you, not this talk, but that is generally true. 1 word in 4 is what we receive. So we're not great at listening.
2012 is going to be the year where we finally realize the potential of mobile and social combined. And in particular, where we see that that combination of offline marketing and online marketing really come to fruition.
There's an art project a few years ago called A Tool to Deceive and Slaughter. It's a black box that you buy on eBay. It's got an Ethernet cable and a power cable. When you buy it, you plug it in, and what it does is it checks if it's for sale on eBay, and if it isn't, it posts itself again on eBay. And so basically, it manipulates eBay to move from person to person to person, which is incredibly sort of awesome. So what can we draw from this? One thing that occurred to us was this idea that digitization enables or drives sort of bodification. And bodification really isn't a word, but what I mean by that is basically that when a realm of human endeavor moves online, automated systems, scripts, whatever you want to call them, can act in lieu of humans.
The luxury industry has largely withstood the economic downturn, and a lot of that has been attributed to the growth that's been experienced in the Chinese market. San Francisco-based Benefit Cosmetics has basically shown that you can be a uniquely American brand and transport that brand and export it into China successfully if you first understand the difference in the Chinese digital landscape and also the difference in the Chinese consumer.
Number 6 in our continuing countdown today is Sephora, and in particular, its mobile offering. As we look across the last 3 years of Sephora, they have a very deliberate, very stepwise, very incremental approach to mobile strategy.
Number 3, Oscar de la Renta. This is an example of a program that was done very, very scrappily, but had the impact of some of the much larger live stream campaigns. What Oscar de la Renta did, they partnered with the Tumblr platform, and this is in conjunction with their September show, and they invited all the guests at their show to upload photos via Instagram and tag them ODLR Live. The result was a mosaic on Tumblr that really brought every aspect of the show to life.
What happens in our bodies when we actually go in for the kiss? There can be a rise in a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine is associated with craving and desire. It's that can't wait to be with someone kind of feeling, that thing we describe as magic.
primavera somiglia di fiore fragrante roseo.
Son pronta a coglierne un mazzolino, devo gettarvele.
Gettare subito, bella Eugenino, le sai proprio